Grange is non-renewing my home and auto. I'm kidding. They're not actually, I'm sorry, Grange. They're not actually non-renewing my policies. It was a joke from, did you watch the last video that I did? So putting it simply, risk is kind of something that we do, right? If we see something that isn't right, if we see something that could be a problem, if we see something that, could cost somebody a lot of money, we usually say something about it, right? I mean, that's kind of like at the bottom of that's the core of our job is you could lose a lot of money and we're going to tell you how to not do that. It's kind of beaten into us from an early age, right? Especially if you've grown up in an insurance family like I did. It's just something that you constantly think about. So I put up my first video for Agency Nation last week, and mostly positive responses. But I was surprised that I heard from a handful of people that I came out swinging, or I'm hitting it hard on the first video. And to be honest with you, first, let me just say I need to exonerate all of my fine friends over at the OIA, Ohio Insurance Agents Association. Yes, those guys right there. I know it's not the most convincing picture, but anyways, they had nothing to do with it. They had no idea I was recording, especially for Agency Nation. I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, so just please, Mike and John, if we could do a little one-on-one here. Feel free. I know that you've had a couple black sedans parked outside my house. If you have that on the other OIA members, you can just call off the dogs. Don't take that out on their event. If you didn't like it, whatever. They had nothing to do with it. So fine event. Also, any other companies that might participate in future OIA events. Again, they were not complicit in any matter, so please don't let that impact any future decisions that you might have. If you feel the need to take it out on anybody next time we see each other, we're in the same whatever, feel free, hog tie me up, do a little waterboarding, whatever you feel necessary. I might try to run, I don't know, but yes, please that, or possibly Elevate will take the hit, I guess. Ian, is that true? But the other interesting piece of it was people said, hey, you came out swinging. I'm like, I don't know, did I really? And to be honest with you, one, I thought just everything that I had shot there was pretty terrible and I was never going to look at it again. But whatever, I didn't, and I did look at it again and made the video. But I never once thought, I never really thought, I was never nervous. I never thought, oh, this is something I shouldn't say. Mainly because, again, if you see something that is wrong, if you see a risk, if you see something, that's what our job is. We tell people that this could be a potential problem for you. And I understand that maybe doing it on the internet is the point in question, but I kind of feel like this space here that we have together is our own little safe room, right? This is where we can kind of come together, and I would never expect anybody else to talk to me I would never want somebody to not tell me something, right? When somebody tells you something that is hard to hear, you usually generally respect them for it, right? Because it's not the easiest thing to do, and that it's something that is actually going to matter in the long run. I mean, for example, if somebody came to me and said, hey, Joey, I'm looking to buy a health insurance policy here for myself and my family in Ohio, and I would really like to buy a policy with Medical Mutual, but I use all my doctors at the Cleveland Clinic. What's that? Nobody sells individual health insurance? Oh, fine then. Somebody says to you, hey, Joey, I'm planning on getting involved in a 14-car pileup over the weekend, maybe killing 2 people, possibly hospitalizing a dozen. 100, 300, does that sound good? Seems like something I should do? You betcha. You wouldn't say that, right? That's not something that you would do. You'd be like, hey, that's probably the dumbest thing that you would ever do. Well, obviously not that anybody goes looking for a 14-car pileup. I think you get what I'm saying. The point is that risk is something that we do every day. To say that we only do it here and not over here seems kind of silly, right? Even having the conversation about relevancy in our industry is a very bad sign. And the fact that we've been having it for more than a couple years is also not a great sign, right? So it's something that is going to take a long time. thinking about it, and I was really going back. I was like, why? I was trying to figure out why this is, and outside of, again, my professional lineage, if you will, there's a reason that, this, I feel compelled, I don't know, whatever that word is, to kind of say something if I'm not, if I see something good, if I see something bad. I mean, it's just, I guess, I don't want any of us to wake up one day and regret the things that we didn't say, right? And so one of the reasons that if I was really thinking about this and to kind of get at the core of it all, and I don't really talk about this that much unless I get into like a conversation with somebody and we start talking about food preferences and I start talking about things that I eat or not eat, and then I have to tell them because otherwise they look at me like, I might have a freezer full of heads in my basement. I don't know. But right here, this little guy, it focuses. So that's me back in freshman year of college. And that's not even where it peaked. It's definitely not where it peaked. But I don't talk about it that much. But anyways, so obviously, that's something that nobody told me, right? I peaked about 270 pounds, 165 now. But 270 pounds, somebody you would think would say, hey, Joey, are you having a hard time getting around? Are you winded a lot? Here's another chicken wing. I don't know. Well, they might have said that. But that's just something nobody ever really told me. And it's something that I had to, for the most part, figure out on my own. And I kind of always, angry is not the right word, but it's always something that's like, well, why? Why didn't somebody tell me? And so why do we, when we see something in our industry, in our business, in our whatever, why don't we say something? Now, we might not be right, and maybe that's it. The fear of being wrong prevents us from, doing something about it. And there's a very good chance that everything that I said in that first video is wrong. Again, I never really think anyone's going to take me that seriously, so it's like, hey, just go about your day. It's not that big of a deal, right? But why are we not saying those things that, might help somebody out? Because usually, it's not easy to say and or hear a lot of the times, but if it's for the better, you're going to feel so much more respect for that person or for that thing or for whatever it is, because they went ahead and did that thing. It's not easy to tell a client, hey, stop being a deadbeat and pay for the uninsured motorist coverage, but you do. So I guess I just kind of wanted to, I thought this was a nice little package, nice little bow we could put it in a box, tie a bow on it, to kind of put a nice big picture on what we do as an industry. We do risk. And what you're going to get from me moving forward, as I'm just kind of giving you notice that, listen, why are we hesitating? Why are we playing nice? Why are we pretending like something doesn't exist? And if, again, the other guy that I, kind of mentioned in that talk, Marcus Sheridan, he calls it ostrich marketing. And we're just talking about marketing, not just business decisions in general. But, putting your head in the sand and hoping that it goes away is definitely not something that I think we should be doing. Can you hear the dishwasher running? I kind of forgot it's going. I wanted to run it last night, but when one of your kids is at that age where it's just like the craziest thing to just crawl as fast as possible to the dishwasher and just screw with you, that's what I'm dealing with. So I'm very strategic in my dishwashing, unloading and loading moments.